Well, John, we have spoken with 4 women who have various kinds of sexual misconduct claims against Congressman Swalwell, ranging from inappropriate messages and pictures to unwanted kissing and touching, and in one case, rape.
There has been numerous reportings regarding Eric Swalwell and his alleged sexual misconduct, where we now have multiple victims coming out exposing Eric Swalwell for the politician that he really is. And here we have this reporting by CNN detailing these victims and the encounters that they had with Eric Swalwell. Play clip.
From a woman we spoke to on camera in shadow to protect her identity due to fear of professional retaliation. She is a former Swalwell staffer, and she says it began when she was 21 years old. There were 2 very serious sexual assault allegations she made, one in 2019 as a staffer, and the other from 2024 when she had left his office.
What you're telling me is that this thing has been going on for a while, since 2019, allegedly. The question that I have is, why are we just now finding out about this? I get it. He's running for governor, but it shouldn't have to take an event like that for us to find out about this. Because at the end of the day, these are the people who should be representing and protecting the same people that they're taking advantage of. Let us continue the reporting.
She also described inappropriate messages and nude images with the congressman using Snapchat with disappearing messages. Now, after the first incident, where she said she woke up in his hotel room as a staffer naked after a night of heavy drinking, she told us about what she says happened several years later in 2024 after she had left his office. I want to warn you, what you're about to hear is graphic and disturbing.
I decided to ask him to meet me for a drink. And I did this because I was so far removed from what had happened in 2019. I felt safe because I was established, I had a partner, I felt more secure that I could have a strictly professional relationship with this person. After that bar closed, we went to another. I went to the bathroom and I don't remember anything after that.
You don't remember anything?
I remember the next day, I can see flashes of that evening of him on top of me pushing him off, him grabbing me. It was a lot more aggressive. It was aggressive.
Did you say no?
Yes, I said no. In my flash that I can recall, I was pushing him off of me saying no.
And what did he do?
He didn't stop.
He didn't stop. And you woke up the next morning?
I woke up the next morning naked, alone in his hotel room. I, for a moment, didn't even know I was in his hotel room. That's how intoxicated I was. And I called my mom, the only person I could think that could help me.
And we were...
Yeah, that is insane. If these allegations are true, which I have no reason to doubt them, then Eric Swalwell, for one, needs to drop out of the gubernatorial race for California. For 2, he needs to resign from Congress. And 3, he needs to be investigated and held accountable, because there's no way he should be in office representing anyone. And here we have a clip of Eric Swalwell being confronted at a town hall in regards to these allegations. Play clip.
So tonight, Democratic candidate for governor, I should say, Eric Swalwell was in Sacramento denying online claims that he behaved inappropriately with female staffers. Now, posts on social media have not offered details or evidence, but claimed the women are hesitant to come forward because they signed non-disclosure agreements. So tonight, I asked him about this. Did you ever behave inappropriately with female staffers?
No, it's false. And also, some of the allegations I've seen, which is that we've had NDAs in the office, and there's never been an allegation, and there's never been a settlement. And I will also just take stock that, look, we're 27 days before an election starts.
Why address it? If there are internet rumors, why even come out and address this?
Yeah, I don't want there to be any question.
Well, he doesn't want there to be any questions, but there are a lot of questions right now. The American people has questions. The people of California has questions. which is why Eric Swalwell needs to be subpoenaed in front of Congress to answer questions from the American people. And while I was doing the research for this video, I found this clip of Eric Swalwell from 2018 when he was given pretty much the same advice, saying that if there's someone that's being accused of sexual misconduct, that they should have the victims come forward and let their stories be heard. Play clip.
For Brett Kavanaugh's sake, if he is innocent, I hope tomorrow he opens his statement and says, you know what, bring in all the victims, allow them to be heard, allow them to be questioned. That will clear his name if he's indeed innocent. And if he's not, for the sake of the credibility of the court, I hope that the senators would vote against him.
I hope for the sake of the credibility of Congress, you'll resign if these allegations are true. Because for one, you hold a higher office, which means you should hold yourself to a higher standard. And the second thing is that the American people, they deserve better representation. Continue the clip.
It's very easy to isolate one incident and shine inaccuracies or inconsistencies on that case. But the more and more cases that are separate and independent that look the same, pretty soon a prosecutor starts to say to a jury, and this is not a jury, but it's allegations that the arrows are pointing in the same direction. And what are the chances that 3 or 4 women independently who never met each other would have similar experiences with one person? So either, Ari, this person committed these horrific acts, or he is the single unluckiest person in the world for these people to conspire and make up lies against him. But it's a very hard case to make, the more allegations that come in.
Yeah, I don't know if Eric Swalwell is single-handedly the unluckiest person in the world, because for one, we know that he's under investigation for multiple things. He's under investigation by the FEC for violating election laws. And I did a video on that, so I'm going to link it up top so you can check that video out. And the second thing is that Eric Swalwell is under extreme scrutiny because there's been allegations that he had a relationship with a Chinese spy. And there's been recent reportings that he's also under investigation from mortgage fraud. Play clip.
Breaking just moments ago, Fox can now confirm that California Democrat Congressman Eric Swalwell has been criminally referred to the Department of Justice accused of mortgage fraud. Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey reporting live on this breaking news on Eric Swalwell from the North Lawn. Hey, Peter.
Martha, as I was walking up here to do a hit on a different topic, I got a call from an administration official filling us in that Eric Swalwell, the Democratic California congressman, has indeed been referred to the Justice Department by Bill Pulte, who is the head of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac right now, because he is accused of making false or misleading statements on a mortgage application. We believe that this pertains to a $1.2 million house that Swalwell has in the Washington, D.C. area. Swalwell has already responded. Part of his very long statement says, as the most vocal critic of Donald Trump over the last decade and as the only person who still has a surviving lawsuit against him, the only thing I am surprised about is that it took him this long to come after me. Like James Comey and John Bolton, Adam Schiff, and Lisa Cook.
Well, the thing is, no one's going after Eric Swalwell because the thing is, if you break the law, you break the law. And this administration is going to hold you accountable. You cannot break the law, and whenever people try to hold you accountable, you try to paint the narrative that you're being targeted. The thing is, if you didn't break the law, then they wouldn't have a reason to investigate you. Continue the clip.
Letitia James and the dozens more to come. I refuse to live in fear in what was once the freest country in the world. Now, Swalwell has not been charged with anything. This is a criminal referral. Basically, a government agency thinks that they spotted something that is possibly illegal on mortgage documents from Swalwell. The Justice Department will now review these documents to see if a prosecutor believes that charges are worthy in this case, and then we would go from there in the judicial process. Martha.
Breaking.
So maybe we're starting to finally see accountability, where people are being held accountable for their actions, where politicians are being held accountable. And hopefully we start seeing more and more of these swamp creatures being held accountable by this Justice Department. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think Eric Swalwell should drop out of the gubernatorial race, or should he continue to fight? Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.